Hello, hello. Welcome to the third episode of Teachers Talk. Today, we are going to talk about some technology, school-wide technology, to gather data. I don't have anybody to talk with us today. I've been doing some research on this securely. That is SECURELY, securely. And it is a school-wide program. Some things could even be used district-wide for data collection. But what I love about the Securely program is mental health apps are all over it. And we know as a society that positive mental health is something that we have got to start implementing in our classrooms because we all know as educators that when our students come to school, if they're not fed, their teeth aren't brushed, they're not clean, they don't have clean clothes, they are not ready to begin the learning process. We know that and we see that, but we also know that keeping up with that data is exhausting. It's exhausting. I'm a teacher. We're all teachers here. We're on Teachers Talk. We know it's exhausting. So if you're writing down, this happened to Susie today, this happened to Johnny today, what's more important, writing down that data or making sure that your kids are safe? And when you're in a special ed classroom like I am, the safety is top priority. And then before you know it, 2 hours has gone by and you've forgotten that data. So to help with that, like I said, I have found this Securely program where you can input that data a variety of different ways. There's some different programs that we're going to look at here in a second, but it's electronically, which makes it a whole lot easier. So your input time is decreased, and then your data is still there. And what I love is other teachers, administration, you could even do district-wide, can access that data. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit, and we'll just talk. Securely does. They have a variety of technology and programs available for school and classroom use to keep students engaged and connected. So not only connected with those teachers, but like I said, teachers can connect with each other. They can connect with administration on that school-wide level versus just the classroom level. So some different products that are out there for Securely. We have Aware. It's an online student wellness monitoring. So the mental health, you've got Aware, you have Rhythm, which is RHITHM. That's my favorite one that we're really going to look at in a minute. That Rhythm is a daily safety and wellness insight. It's your check-in that your kids are going to do themselves. Then you also have one that's called On Call. So if you've got the Rhythm, and your kids are checking in. You've got the Aware, you're monitoring with guidance counselors and administration, and they see something and hey, we've got a really big issue. There's some violence, there's some suicide awareness. Then that's when that on-call app or program comes in. It's a securely managed alert analysis for the Aware app. So like I said, mental awareness and positivity and making sure that our kids are in a positive mental space can all be monitored and collaborated through those apps. There's also Classroom. It's just different classroom management. You've got Filter, which I think that we're all pretty familiar with at a district level. You're basically web filtering for your school. So if there's something inappropriate that you don't want your kids to see, it's just blocked. We're all familiar with that. There's Reveal. It has to do with budget analysis, which thank goodness most teachers and administrators don't have to deal with that. But if you are at a child care center or something like that, it's great to have all of these apps in one program together so that you're not switching back and forth. Another one is the visitor app. I think that we use Raptor at our school, but it's basically just monitoring who is in our school, who is going to be around our children, what kind of background do they have. They come in and it scans their license, and then they have a little name tag that they put on. The Discern app, this is something really cool. It is an AI generated school improvement and student action plan creator. So basically, again, just like inputting that data takes a long time, that time is spent elsewhere because now you're putting it into an electronic, it's doing it for you. So back to the discern. um, Basically, you put in the challenges that your school is facing, maybe the goals that you want to reach as a school or a student action plan, and that discern through AI creates that whole school improvement plan for you. So, administrators, I know you're like, oh my goodness, this could save me time. Yes, because it's AI. And then, of course, with AI, you can go back and you can change it and that kind of stuff. And kind of make sure that you are conveying what you want to convey. There's also a digital hall pass, which at first I was like, man, that sounds crazy. But as I really researched that and started reading the case studies, this is amazing, especially with those older kids. So, what happens is the student will submit a request for a hall pass to their teacher. So I need to go to the bathroom. Can I go in? This is my destination. This is the time. This is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to be in the building. And then the teacher can either approve or deny that request. So administration wise, they're able to keep up where students are when they're traveling outside their designated classroom. The data is stored as it relates to frequency, duration, destination. Um, and again, you can avoid possible fights, skipping, having students that you don't want around each other out in the hallway at the same time. I mean, this is just a great way for teachers, administrators to collaborate with each other quickly and kind of at the touch of a button, kind of. So, yeah, going into my favorite, we're going to revisit some mental health, like I had talked about. I would probably purchase the Securely app program just for the mental health portion. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to show you kind of what this looks like. So, from the student classroom point of view, you will basically have an iPad or a device, and they'll come in and they'll do their wellness checks. How are you feeling today? Sad, down, content, happy, anxious, angry. And then there's a little place for them to type anything in. I think there's also a spot to put, like, if the child's sick. If they've had, a chronic illness, things like that, it's just those wellness checks. So this is kind of what they see, what you're seeing on your screen now. And then when that data is collected, this is kind of what it looks like to the classroom teacher or the administrator. So you've got which schools account for the most physical hungry responses. Are the kids hungry? Are they coming in hungry every day? Okay, what changes can we make? How is their mental health? You can see that here. What's their energy level? How are they emotionally, physically, and then socially? It keeps up with all that data for you. So instead of taking time away from the classroom, you're able to input it pretty quickly, go on about your day, and then your data is stored for you, which is awesome, especially when it comes to social and emotional needs for students. The time of day, I think that's something huge. We see these behaviors, especially here at my school. There is trauma, there's poverty, and we're seeing these behaviors in students and we're trying to connect the dots, and it's just so difficult to do that. I think we look at possible triggers, but we're not always great with writing down that data because we are concerned with student safety, obviously. So if you're seeing at 9 o'clock every day and you're able to punch that in 9 o'clock, 9:10, 9:05, instead of stopping your teaching, going and writing something down, coming back, storing or scanning that data, it's just there. And so you can look at the time of day, the day of the week. Is it every Monday when they've come back from dad's house? Those kind of things. So your data is just there. And then you're able to keep up with how your students are doing so that you can implement learning at the best time. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm ready to talk to my principal about it. I don't know how much it costs. I haven't looked at that yet. But yeah, I really loved researching this and diving into, okay, how can we teach children to be accountable for their feelings and emotions, but how can we as adults provide an environment for them where learning is exciting? And I think that starts with mental health. So, yeah, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for having me today. And we'll see you again on Teachers Talk.